Romeo Doubs may be Aaron Rodgers' secret and needed weapon in 2022. We all know Devantae Adams was part of a blockbuster trade sending him to Vegas, reuniting with old college teammate Derek Carr. Now, where does that leave wide receiver core for Rodgers and his Packers team? Allen Lazard, still young with experience, but looking to still solidify his name. Randall Cobb is Randall Cobb, longtime teammate of Rodgers, doesn't have a lot left in the tank in my opinion, but a very experienced veteran. But nobody to really replace that Adams skill set and production. In hopes that second round pick Christian Watson should start fast, it's actually the contrary. He entered his rookie offseason with injuries, missing his whole campaign of practice in the preseason. But who didn't was rookie fourth round pick Romeo Doubs, taking advantage of all his opportunities as well as getting praise from the reigning MVP.
Now, Dobbs done a lot of really nice things, but I think the standard for him is not going to be maybe the standard for a normal rookie that we've had here in the past, especially in the past, 4 or 5 years. So we got to hold him to a standard that I know he's capable of reaching.
Make sure to make a play and hit that like button, y'all. We've been killing it the last couple of videos, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to subscribe, see more videos like this, please make sure to hit that sub button and make sure to hit that like button. We're trying to get over 200 likes in this video. So if we can make that marker, it'd be dope, man. But without further ado, let's hop into it. All right, y'all, we jumping right into this one with Romeo Doubs. And this dude right here really has a great route tree. He shows off a lot of things from every single angle, really, when you talk about the short to intermediate to the deep route. And he's, honestly, I would say you would think he's known for that deep route. But at the same time, he shows off a lot of talent underneath as well. So it's to my surprise that he went in the fourth round and really lasted that long. And the Packers did a great job in going out to pick up 2 receivers in this draft that really had a high ceiling and a lot of talent. But let's go ahead and hop into this first play, man, because right off the rip, we're going to see him jump into the end zone and snatch this one out of the sky. And this is something you could potentially see with Rodgers a lot. And now he's not typically, but he's not necessarily your guy as far as your top 1 or 2, but he'll probably come in here and there, especially when the season it comes down the line and injuries start to occur. But let's go ahead and break this down. Going off of that front foot leading, he does have the slightest false step you'll be able to see here with his front foot, but that's okay because he's able to help him get in position. Some people line up in that sorts. Then you're going to watch him look back for the ball. And this CB right here doesn't really play it that well. Not to take anything away from Doubs, but watch how he doesn't really get too close to the corner and close that space. The space between him and the corners, it's a lot. He doesn't really close in. And at that point, he's able to break out, go up, and get the ball. The corner doesn't contest that very, very well. But he's showing off a skill set that he's able to go up and get the ball in the red zone and show that he's a red zone threat in that aspect. Now, this is some shorter routes, and we're able to see him at the top of the screen here breaking in and able to catch this in some traffic, catch that slant route. Easy pickings for him, block out the defenders with his big body, and able to bring this one down for a quick gain of about 6 or 7. So we go into this very next route. And again, a nice little out route. And it's short, but it's behind him. You see him be able to show off that athleticism, jump, turn, catch the football, and still come down with it for a completed catch, ruled a completed catch. And we'll be able to see it from this end zone angle. Boom. Very nice. And these are all short routes. I mean, the ball was thrown behind him. We see Jordan Love out here throwing some suspect passes, but he's still able to make the most of it in this preseason matchup against the 49ers in these couple of snaps. And that first one was against the New Orleans Saints. And there's another short one, but here we're going to start getting into some deeper routes. And he's really able to go stride for stride in this one, and this is where we're able to actually look how he runs these routes. And when you watch it from the top of this, he comes out of the break pretty nicely, pretty clean. He goes from the outside to the end, and watch how he keeps his stride pretty open. Like, watch this. He keeps his stride open, and he doesn't break down. He doesn't stutter step. You have to watch closely. He continues to go stride, open stride, and he runs around. He goes soft off of the top of the route, and he comes back for the football, big hands, comes down with it on the sidelines, and it's a beautiful catch. And that's what you really like to see. And Rodgers actually talked about this in the interview he had. See, he goes from the outside in, And watch the stride. Watch how he rounds this out, but his stride never really gives out, and he doesn't break down or give the opportunity of the backs to come up and defend it, which is kind of interesting because you see a lot of people break down on those routes. Really clean route from him. And now we get into the deep passes. We're getting into the deep passes, and you see he beats his man. He beats his man right here, stacks him right there, getting physical, a little physical, but he's able to stack him, get on the inside, and right there pulls away. The cornerback loses sight, but the ball is just not there for him. Ball's not there for him. But on the very next play, I want y'all to check this out. In that same drive, this is what I love about the Packers coach. And he said, look, we got to go out there and do this again. Because in that same drive, you see him lined up on the inside this time. Come open again. Beats the hell out of that DB, and Jordan Love puts it right on the button. And he's just showing off the deep routes, and he's able to run so many different routes. So we get a display of the deep route here. We've seen some short passes, and we've seen him in the red zone. So I don't really know how much more we could really see from this guy at this point. We just need to see better passes, I would have to say. And seeing him with Rodgers, I think it's going to be a scary sight, especially for the Packers, man. The Packers should be very excited because they got a young dude that's going to be able to come in and fill some big shoes, in my opinion. Now, we're seeing Jordan Love out here throwing some passes that are very questionable. But at the same time, we're being able to see him display how he's able to get open. And right here, you would really like to see him probably come away with this because honestly, it's not too bad of a football from Jordan Love, but you would like to see it a lot more to the sideline because he has to kind of reach backwards, kind of weird in awkward space and try to get that. You could kind of see his distaste of the pass at the end of that one. But he turns and it looks like he does gain his focus, but if that ball is just out in front of him a little bit more, and it does drop on him quickly. So, his reaction time wasn't the greatest, and you can see his distaste here, kind of his body language. But going on to the next one, you'll see another deep pass, and he gets it on him, and he doesn't really display a lot of speed. He really doesn't. But what he does is he's able to be physical and get the the cornerback, to really lose their leverage. And he does it with these long strides. You see these long strides he has, and he doesn't lose that step. And he's able to get on top of them because these DBs, look at the top of this, man. This DB's trying to get around, but because he never really does a cut, break down with the DB and make a cut, you see that it's hard for them to decide which way to turn. And I think that's the biggest problem when covering him, is that he doesn't really do that breakdown thing that a lot of a lot of wide receivers do. See that? He didn't really break down in his route. When you look at this, he doesn't get a bunch of choppy steps. There's a false step, yes, but he doesn't really chop. See right there, he doesn't really chop. He just breaks off of that pivot foot, off of that jab, and then goes straight upfield. Driving into the corner, stacks the corner. And then the pass was a little bit behind, but he was still able to get open. Now, if that ball is a dime, I think Aaron Rodgers would be able to drop a dime in that one. Let's see the finish on this, though. He's gone. He's won. Throw it up, field to the outside, but he has to kind of come back. And then you can see the corner gets his hand on his inside arm. Ends up turning into somewhat kind of like a one-handed, would have had to be a one-arm catch. But heck of a player in Romeo Doubs the Packers get. I think he's going, if it's a Doubs or Dobbs, let me know in the comments, man. The way it's spelled, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've actually heard a few different Packers players in interviews say it differently, so let me know in the comments. Let me guys know what you think about this dude, Romeo Doubs, though. He is going to be a menace. He's going to develop well, especially if Aaron Rodgers is expecting high things from him, expecting a lot of things from him. And I think he'll be able to come in with his head down, put the work in, and get that high expectation and fulfill those expectations. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Until next time, man, Sunday Threads.